An Illinois parole board official has resigned after an 11-year-old boy was allegedly killed by a felon who was released just 1 day prior. Cressetti Brand was serving 16 years and was let onto the streets this month after violating his initial parole. His release still happened despite pleas from the victim's mother, who was also hurt in the attack that took her life's son. He was trying to attack her. The son got in the way and was killed. Illinois State Senator Jason Plummer has been sounding the alarm on this parole board for years and joins me now. Jason, thanks for being here. First, talk to me about this particular case. Is this indicative of how this parole board has acted, releasing people who, you know, the victim in this case knew she was a threat?
Well, thanks, Pete. It's indicative of how the parole board has been happening under this governor. In previous administrations, Republican and Democrat, the parole board acted in a pretty similar manner. But since J.B. Pritzker became governor, we've seen a real jump in the number of violent criminals that have been released. We see the parole board voting at a much higher clip to release people out onto the streets. And it's become a real problem here in Illinois.
So, Jason, this is an ideological thing. This is a, you know, just like we've seen with DAs and other things, a belief that there have been over-prosecution, and so we need to let people out.
Yeah, it's become an ideological thing with this governor. He plays politics with everything. It's not about public policy. It's also become a leadership thing, though. My colleagues in the state Senate, you know, have kind of taken a step back and allowed the governor to drive the train on this. And that cowardice has enabled the incompetence that, frankly, has led to this tragedy. It was completely preventable, but this governor is really dead set on making sure these violent criminals are released, and he's used the Prisoner Review Board to do that.
So he's put his own people in who are more inclined to, I mean, I guess it's the whole thing of the perpetrator being put ahead of the victim. I mean, we see that with DAs as well.
Yes, there's absolutely no empathy with this administration when it comes to victims' families. They're not accepting input from prosecutors and judges. And the real problem here, Pete, is this isn't something that just happened. This isn't a one-off event. We've been warning the governor, we've been warning his allies in the legislature since at least 2020 about his nominees. The particular person that was involved in the release of the perpetrator or the supposed perpetrator of this most recent crime was someone that I have literally spoken about on the Senate floor. I've talked about in committee. I'm the Republican spokesman on the Executive Appointments Committee, and that's the committee that these appointees are supposed to come to. And the governor, his people are so radical, he's been hiding them from the committee that's supposed to safeguard this process.
Oh, so no oversight either. Fantastic.
No oversight.
By the way, the victim's mother, to your point, begged for a protective order against him the day that she and her son were attacked. You're saying this new administration takes the view that victim input shouldn't be included in parole?
That's been the track record with J.B. Pritzker's Prisoner Review Board. We've had instances where folks have come to the Prisoner Review Board. Victims haven't even been notified. People have been released. Folks who they were a threat to weren't even notified. If you talk to law enforcement in Illinois, if you talk to prosecutors in Illinois, and if you talk to myself and some of my colleagues that work on this issue in the legislature, this governor has not heeded our warnings. And now we have this tragedy. And this isn't the only tragedy. This is just the most recent.
Yep, another radical governor pushing radical policies that hurt citizens and allow dangerous people to roam free. Here's what the parole board said, and I'll get you to respond real quick. The parole board statement says, a prisoner review board hearing determined the alleged violations did not meet the standards to detain him. At the time of the hearing, the prisoner review board did not have any information to indicate that the victim was currently petitioning for an order of protection at the trial court level or any pending hearings associated with the petition. So they're claiming they did everything right.
Yeah, well, regardless of the details of this case, we're waiting for some of that to come out. The governor has been appointing unqualified people and, frankly, folks who I would consider extreme on criminal justice issues, and they've been releasing violent criminals, rapists, murderers, child molesters out onto the streets at a much higher clip than any previous administration. And this is what happens when you have someone so far left. I mean, Governor Pritzker is so far left on this issue that Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx has criticized the Prisoner Review Board and the governor. When Kim Foxx is criticizing you on criminal justice, I think it's time to look in the mirror.
Well said. State Senator Jason Plummer, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate it.
By the way, we reached out to the governor's office and have not heard back. We'd love to have him come on and defend it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.